Every second brings a fresh beginning. Every hour holds a new promise. Every night, our dreams can bring hope, and every day is what you choose to make it. Hello, everyone. I am Nitish Parachan from Final Year B Farm. Ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome to another brand new episode of Jab We Met, powered by MET-ALConnect, the Alumni Association of MET Institute of Pharmacy, Bujwal Knowledge City, Nasik. I am super excited today. Yeah, excited about all the amazing conversations we are going to have today. The path of success is not a straight one. There is a curve called failure, a loop called confusion, a speed bumps called friends, red lights called enemies, our caution lights called family, and you will have flats called jobs. But if you have a spare called determination, an engine called perseverance and faith, then I am super excited today to say that you will surely make it to a place called success. Each one of us definitely have to dream about ourselves to become a most successful person in our life. But for that, we need to struggle harder and smarter and consistently strive to achieve our final destination. That is what is success is. So, guys, in this show, Jab We Met, we are going to explore our well experienced professionals from the pharma sector, and moreover, they are the alumni of our college. And I guess experience is just learning at first hand the things you know all along anyway. So, friends, let us learn new experiences and something from these experiences. And our today's guest is an eminent personality joining us far away from Massachusetts, United States of America. Well, after all, he is our beloved alumni from our very own MET family. Today, he will be sharing his views and experiences to us. Let us welcome Mr. Prateek Sawant from BPharm batch 2012 of our college. After graduation, Sir completed his MBA in marketing at Narsi Monji Institute of Management Studies. Later, he pursued his master's in marketing analytics at Bentley University, United States. He was also a teaching assistant over there. Initially, he worked as trainee in Pfizer and Merck, district manager in Zimmer Biomet. Further, he was the assistant manager in retail analytics and operation and a brand manager in Dr. Reddy's laboratories. Recently, he's working in marketing analysis and strategy at Genentech San Francisco. He is now a marketing science professional with more than 5 years of international experience in the pharmaceutical industry across diverse domains such as sales, brand management, retail analytics, commercial strategy, and data science. He is expertise in content marketing and social media marketing. Hi, sir. Nice to meet you. Sir, rather than me detailing about yourselves, we would like to hear a little bit from you. So can you give us a brief introduction about yourself, sir?
Nitish, thank you for welcoming me. Thank you everyone for joining in. Yeah, I can actually everything that you said, I can put that in chronological order, so you'll know about my journey. So I can just tell you about my journey so far, where I am right now, and then maybe you can ask questions on that. So I graduated from our college in 2012, uh, and after graduation, I immediately did my MBA from Narsimhaji. That was a 2-year course. Then after that, I started my career in sales. So the internships which you mentioned, so the Pfizer internship I did when I was in my B Farm, when I was in our college, and then I did my Merck internship when I was doing my MBA. But I started my career in sales. So I was a district manager in Mangalore for Zimmer Biomet. Zimmer Biomet is a medical devices company. They used to make knee and hip replacement implants. So I was in charge of the state of Karnataka at that time because I was new. I was in Mangalore and Bangalore. Those were my territories mainly. And post that, I wanted to move into marketing. I got an opportunity into retail analytics in Hyderabad in Dr. Reddy's. So I was in retail analytics for a while. Then when Dr. Reddy's was launching its own medical devices portfolio, I got an opportunity to move into brand management, which is essentially the most important part of marketing. Like if you ever want to be in marketing, brand management or product management is like the holy grail of marketing, which everyone wants to reach. So I was a brand manager for a while, but during all of this time when I was in brand management and marketing, I had seen data science come up as a field. and I wanted to make my way into data science. But I did not, like, when I did my MBA, it was not taught in college. Secondly, I did not have any statistics or computer science background. Like, it is generally easier for someone who's an engineer or who has some computer science background behind them. So I decided to pursue my second master's in the US, in Massachusetts. So I went to Bentley University. I chose that university because, well, they gave me a good scholarship and I could afford it. So I did my so the good thing about US educational system is that your MS is not it's not it's not very fixed. Like, you can customize it the way you want. So my MS was in marketing analytics, but I took more data science course. And then I did my summer internship again at Genentech. Genentech is part of Roche Group, Hoffman La Roche. So Roche is called as Genentech in US. Then I
Yes.
joined them back after my MS. So in market analysis and strategy, market analysis and strategy is essentially we use data science for commercial strategy. So I'm still on the commercial side, but that's been my journey so far.
Okay, great, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
What is your opinion about the career in pharmacy and post-graduation courses after that?
Yeah. I think after pharmacy, there are two major branches. Like, there are two major, uh, what do you say? So the entire stream of pharmacy gets split into two branches. Some people decide to be more technical, which is the technical branch,
Yes.
which is where your production, your quality control, all of those things come in, or even your research, even that is highly technical. So this is essentially that branch which does not have a lot to do with doctors or patients. I mean, of course, the products that they make eventually go to patients, but uh, they do not directly interact with them. They're more on the technical side. Then there is the commercial branch. Commercial branch is what I choose always, like people who do their MBA or MS in say business analytics or marketing analytics or data science or anything like that, which has more of a customer facing role. So I think these are the two main branches, technical and commercial. Then within that, there are several sub branches that people can explore. But yeah, I mean,
Yes.
there's a decision that you have to make when you graduate out of your B Farm. I think one of the reasons they ask you to do an internship during your B Farm is for that, so you can know whether you want to go to this branch.
Yes, sir. Right. So, what challenges did you face as a beginner in this career?
Actually, I did one. I think I had seen my seniors who graduated just before me. Uh, I had talked to people who graduated before me to figure out what I want to do going ahead. And I had decided pretty early on, like when I did my internship with Pfizer, I had realized that I am not suited for the technical branch. I should go to the commercial side. So I was pretty clear that I wanted to do an MBA. The question for me was whether I wanted to do an MBA immediately after my B Farm or take some work X and then do it. So because I did my MBA after that, and because MBAs in India are campus placements mostly, so I did not have to struggle essentially for my first job. I got that pretty easily. But yeah, after that, whenever you want to change jobs, you have to have some struggle. Like, there's always, you either need to have a very good network or you need to keep applying to jobs, whichever works for you.
So, you had an idea about MBA at that time.
Yes, I had decided pretty early on that I wanted to do an MBA.
Okay.
So I had given, when I was in my final year of B Farm, I had given 13 or 14 MBA entrances. Back then, there used to be many different entrances.
Oh, I
And
see.
yeah, I mean, I grew with each entrance. Like, I remember my first exam I gave was the one for symbiosis. What is that called? Some snap, something,
Okay.
symbiosis entrance exam. I got 40 percentile in that. So I started from there. And then the last exam I gave was Maharashtra CET, in which I got some 98 percentile after my interviews. So like, I grew with it. I did not. I did progressively better with each entrance exam, but I was pretty sure that I wanted to do my MBA. And I think NMIMS worked best for me at that time because I got in the last list of NMIMS that year, but somehow I made it that far. So
Okay, sir. What hurdles did you encounter to achieve your current position?
Uh, yeah, my current position, yes, I had some unique hurdles because of the risks that I had taken. So when I decided to pursue my MS in the US, I was already pretty settled in my career. Like I was a group product manager. So in like you have within the marketing hierarchy, you have product manager, you have group product manager, and then associate director and stuff like that. So I was a group product manager handling a portfolio of brands already. But when I wanted to go to the US, I quit that job and then I went. So one of the biggest hurdles was, of course, financial. Uh, so I couldn't have, if I had not got a scholarship, I couldn't have afforded a degree. So I got a very handsome scholarship. I got on-campus jobs. So you can pay for your fees by taking loan from a bank, but then you still have to pay for your everyday expenses. So one of the things that I had to do early on was I used to work in a burrito bar, which is like making burritos and smoothies in the US when I'd first come in. uh, I used to work on campus to just so I had to work and study at the same time. So I had to make do of my MS, and even while doing that, I had to apply to jobs as well. Like you would still have to apply for internships. So that was a struggle. Like after having left a well-established job, starting all over again is a struggle. But I think I made that choice, so I'm okay.
Yes, sir. Truly, financial support is much important for doing
Mhm.
MS in foreign countries.
Yeah.
Who is your role model from career perspective?
There's no one person that I have as a role model, but I've had some amazing bosses along the way, like throughout my career. For instance, in my first job, I had a very good boss. He so I used to I was stationed in Mangalore, which is a small town in Karnataka, and he used
Yes.
to be stationed in Hyderabad, far away. But still, he trained me so well. He took out time, spent time with me, made sure that my development was happening well. So that is one of the first lessons I learned. He in fact even wrote a recommendation letter for me when I was going to the US for different universities without complaining. So one of the things that I learned from him was that if you want to grow, today he is, I think, a national sales manager in another company called Smith and Nephew. So one of the things that he taught me was that if you want to grow in your career, you have to help other people grow in their careers, and that's how you move up. Then there's someone else that my first boss in Dr. Reddy's was also a nice person. Uh, he essentially taught me marketing. I had no clue about how marketing really worked. When you go from sales to marketing, you have to learn marketing all over again. So that was another. And my first boss in Genentech was also wonderful. Like she guided me through everything. She made me help me make transitions. She advocated for me. So one of the things that I have learned from all of these different. So I don't. There's not one single thing that I've learned from one person. I've learned different things from different people. So there's not one single role model.
Yes, boss are really the role models at our face, and these boss are inspirational and supportive. I see for you. And
Some of them are, yeah.
yes, in what co-curricular and extracurricular activities you have participated in our college, and what are your specific achievements which you have gained?
I did not participate in any extracurricular activities. I think only once, I had volunteered for MET Utsav. Like I'd done some amount of volunteering work, but I was not into any sports uh, or anything. I think once maybe I must have played one cricket match sometime, but not much. Like I was not much into extracurricular.
Okay. So, what was your first interview like, and can you share the experience of your first interview?
Yeah, actually, I've had several interviews in my career. Do you want the first interview that I ever gave was not actually a job interview. It was my
Okay.
interview for my MBA in NMIMS. After I had cleared all the rounds, my last round was the interview. That was my first interview ever, but my first job interview was also
Okay. So, according to you, what is importance of teamwork? As you are a marketing professional, teamwork plays a much important role. So, what is the importance of teamwork in your profession?
I think teamwork is a very important thing. Like uh, more than teamwork, it's about how you can navigate your way in an organization. So it's about cultivating people, uh, cultivating relationships with people which can help uh, you achieve your objectives. Uh,
Yes.
so teamwork is important, but people usually don't work in teams. People work with people that they like. So it's important to cultivate relationships, have those bonds in your organization if you want to grow in your career. So yeah, I mean, it's important, of course.
Yes, bonding with your other uh, teammates are very important in our career as well. But
Mhm.
how was your first experience moving to a foreign nation? It might be first experience, right? You are going to United States. So what was your experience at that time?
Oh, it was a wonderful experience. I did a lot of mistakes along the way. So
Oh,
anytime anybody is going to do their MS, or people who are moving abroad to other countries, I always give them a lot of different advice. But yeah, my experience was, so it was exciting on the one hand. It was also very scary on the other hand, uh, because I essentially I had quit my career, used my savings, and taken this huge risk in my life when I decided to move to the United States. I had when I remember when I first landed at Boston Airport, I just had like $500 in cash, and that was all that I had. So it was scary to some extent. I had not prepared well. I had done all the wrong preparations. I had taken a lot of clothes which is not needed. I had not taken the things which are essential. Uh, but yeah, eventually it all worked out. So it was a good experience overall. One, you get to learn a lot about a new culture. You get to meet wonderful people. Uh, you have new struggles. Uh, the best part about going to a foreign nation and specifically going to United States was that my classroom was quite diverse. Like I didn't have one classroom as such. Like I said, your degrees are usually customized, so you don't have the fixed classmates every time. So I met a lot of people from different countries like China, Korea, or Latin American countries, Canada, European countries. So it's nice to meet all of these people, know about how they think about the world, uh, to live in a new country, to build your life in a new country, make new friends. It's very exciting. I mean, it's something that I think everyone should do once in their lifetime. Like go and see a foreign country and properly live there, like not just as a tourist, but go and live in a foreign country so that you get to experience the local flavor.
really, to go into a new country is a great experience, and we can get into their culture as well, and you can gain more knowledge from each and every uh, friends which you gain there, different countries or different background. So I think it's very. How did you improve your language skills as you have went to US? How did you improve your language skills?
Yeah, that's a different story altogether. So, yes, initially it's a little difficult when you move from India to the US because US in itself is huge. People talk in different accents everywhere. So I had first landed in
Yeah.
Boston, and they did not understand what I said. I did not understand what they said, even if we were speaking in English. So that is one thing that does happen. But after a while, you learn to do it. Like you learn to curve your R's so that they understand what you're saying. And they also then eventually, if you're dealing with the same people every day, you learn their language. You start speaking like them to some extent. Like sometimes you feel that some people who you knew earlier went to a foreign country, then came back and came back with an accent. Their accent is essentially so that they can communicate with the local people. Uh, so yeah, as far as English is concerned, yeah, you start to customize your English to the local accents and the local tones of talking. You pick up local words, local phrases. All of that happens. Uh, Apart from that, I think it's also important to have or know at least one other foreign language apart from English, because most of the foreign countries have second languages. Like where I live in the US, even if English is the first language, the second language is Spanish. Like a lot of people speak Spanish. uh, so
Yes.
sometimes now I live in San Francisco, which is in California, which has almost like 30% Spanish speaking population. So it's important. Like there is a supermarket close to my place where everybody is Spanish, and I don't speak their language. Sometimes I have difficulty communicating with them. So it's important to have at least two languages. If you're going to Canada, the language is French. So apart from English, it is very essential that you know some amount of French. Or of course, if you're going to Germany, then you need to know German, not just English. So one advice that I can give is during your B Farm, if you have time, just join foreign language classes and try to learn some aspects of these foreign languages. I learned Spanish when I was in NMIMS. We had one compulsory foreign language, and I took Spanish because it was the easiest in the list. So I could speak a little bit of it. So that helped.
Yes, sir. It is very interesting to learn new languages, to meet new people in each and every our phase of our life. So the next question which I want to ask is very personal from my view, and that is always I've often thought about that there is two conditions. One has completed his post graduation in India, whereas in other case one is pursuing his master in foreign country. Which one will have a greater scope in job in foreign countries?
For job in foreign countries, generally people prefer to do like all companies should usually hire people who are educated in their own country. So definitely, if it's about job in foreign country, then it has to be the person who has taken education in that country itself.
Okay, sir. Great. What are the essential qualities or skills for a marketing science professional?
In marketing science, I think so. Marketing science is actually a very vague term. It essentially involves uh, different aspects. So, as marketing science is a term which we use uh, only in my organization. In different companies, there are some people might call it data science. Some people might call it strategy. Some people will call it commercial strategy. It's all, or some people might just call it marketing analyst. But all of these are essentially the same thing. What they mean is using advanced analytics, which is your data science, statistics, computer programming, and stuff, all of those skills, and using that to answer commercial questions. Uh, for instance, if you want to know that if you suppose you're launching a new drug, you're launching a new drug in any particular therapeutic area, say, uh, take any therapeutic area which you like. Uh, Say multiple sclerosis. If you want to launch a drug for multiple sclerosis, then you want to know everything about the market. How many doctors prescribe multiple sclerosis drugs? Where are the patients located? What are the issues that patients face? Before, what is it that you need to solve? Like, what is the problem that you're solving? How much of a field force will you need? How much investment will you need in that brand? How much time will it take to achieve a certain sales goal that you want to achieve? So all of these questions are commercial questions which are answered with the help of data that you have available. You have different data sources. You have sales, you have claims data, you have a ton of other data sources which are available from different sources. So you use all of that. You use your competitive intelligence to find out what is going on in the market, and based on that you make suggestions to the leadership on what is the next way forward. So that's essentially what marketing science is all about. It's about it's essentially decision science using all sorts of data that you have available.
All right, sir. Now let's take a jog down memory lane to our college days so as to recollect all our sweet memories, all your sweet memories with our college. So could you please share your best memories with our college?
I have a lot of good memories, actually. So I think the first time I came to our college was when I had come for my admission. Like I don't know how the system is now, but back then there used to be MHCET, and then you applied to colleges, and then there was round one, round two. I think I got selected in our college in round two, and I did not know much about our college, frankly. I had applied because I people told it's a nice college, and then I still remember we got out of the cab, and uh, the library, the big library, the engineering library, it is the glass building which we had in front. I'd seen that. I was like, wow, this place looks beautiful. So, and back then our college was very new. Uh, I think what I'm talking about is 2008. And it was all shiny and wonderful. I was very impressed. So that is my first memory of our college. And then I've had a ton of different memories along the way. I think my favorite memory, or something that still makes me laugh, is one memory that I have of my first year B Farm inorganic chemistry practical examination, Viva. So we had an external examiner come in, and uh, is Kankati madam still there?
Yes, we have Kankati ma'am.
Kankati ma'am was, I think it was her first year. She was also new, and we were also first year students, and she was sitting behind the external examiner, and I and one other person was sitting for Viva, and I remember uh, the question that the examiner asked the person who was with me was, how do you make 1 molar H2SO4? I'm not sure what the question. It was something along those lines. How do you make 1 molar or 10 molar H2SO4? And he said, take 100 grams of H2SO4 and add it to. And he said it very confidently, 1000 ml water. And the examiner said, what would you say? So he said, 100 grams of H2SO4. He said, 100 grams. Are you sure that H2SO4 is solid? I said, yeah, it's solid. And I knew it was not solid. Like before when he was saying it, I knew he's saying something wrong. But he said it so confidently that I got confused. I thought probably I am thinking wrong. So the examiner asked me, uh, "Is H2SO4 solid?" And I couldn't say anything. I just looked at this other guy who was sitting with me. He said, "Yeah, it's solid." I just didn't say anything. I just kept quiet. I thought the best strategy here is to not say anything. So and then he Kankati madam was sitting there behind, and she was very disappointed in both of us. And I think that is one memory which still makes me laugh. Then the examiner sent my partner to find H2SO4 pellets in the lab, and he was finding it for half an hour.
Really, in first year, we don't have that knowledge about practicals, actually.
Yeah, and I think it was embarrassing that we did not know that. Frankly, we should have known that, but
Yeah,
I
right.
think we were both very scared. It was our first practice. We had no idea what to do, what to say. So yeah, but then we learned after that. After that, we were more confident, and we never did that again.
You might have gone for an industrial visit. Do you remember that was to Piramal, and on that way, the entire class was dancing in the bus. And there was a Marathi song on which everyone went mad and hit the roof. So, do you recall that song?
Zaga, zaga, that was that song.
Great, you remember that.
I remember that. I remember that very well. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I do.
What do your friends call you during your college days as a pet name or another name?
I did not really have a pet name. I think people just called me Savant. I guess
Okay.
people in Nasik prefer calling other people by some or the other. Like generally, it used to be some version of my surname, either Savant or something like that.
Oh,
Savant, yeah.
which was your favorite place in our college campus?
I actually liked a lot of places. My favorite place to study was the third floor staircase. So back then, when college was new, on the third floor there was only one lab, and I don't think there were many people used to be there. So if when I was studying for exam, I used to sit on that staircase up there. Uh, Other apart from that, I think I like the canteen as well. Like I spent quite some time there. I like the food. So yeah, I think canteen was my favorite place to be.
Yes, sir. From your time now, it has changed a lot. Now we have two more floors as well. Now it is an NIRF ranked college now, and it's the first college which was to be NBA accredited in Nasik city, and it is also has some best college award from Savitribai Phule Pune University.
Oh,
Now,
nice, nice.
now to say there are a lot of changes that has brought in our college in our We have new programs as well. So, we'll move to the next question. What inspired you most about being a part of this MET family?
I mean,
Yeah,
it's so nice to see people like you who people who came into the college after us who are doing these wonderful work of bringing all of us together. I think it's really nice that you're taking time out and bringing people together, trying to speak with people. You're making nice connections with people, I'm sure. So yeah, that's nice. That's very inspiring to see you guys do
thank you, sir. Who was the first person whom you met in our college at your first day of admission?
that. I used to live in hostel. So back then I don't know if it's still the case. Back then hostel was on the Hatrak. The
Still,
Pata, you went, it's still there? Okay. So you went in from there and then there was the hostel. So I think the first person I met was my roommate. He did not finish his B Farm from our college. His name was Shubho. So he was my roommate.
okay,
And second person I met was one person called Sumit Pawar. I don't know if you've ever met him. He's from my batch. So he also stayed in the hostel. So he was not my roommate, but we'd met on the first day. So these two people.
okay. So your first research project?
Uh, I don't exactly remember. So research project as in which year did we do research projects?
Final year, I think, or third year at your time.
I really have no recollection. I am sorry. I really don't remember. But I'm sure it was. Did we get to choose which subject it was in?
Yes, I think.
Then I think I must have taken pharmaceutics. I think so.
Okay, 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 sir. Your all-time favorite subject and the toughest subject, both
Man,
favorite as well.
yeah, all-time favorite. Actually, I had different subjects favorite in each year. I think I
Okay.
really liked pharmacology. That was constant throughout 4 years. Like I liked pharmacology a lot. I also liked pharmaceutics in some years. And in third year, we had a subject called pharma business management. I think so. I'm not sure
Yes.
if it's still there. So that I really liked. Disliked, not disliked exactly, but I used to always struggle with organic chemistry. I was very bad
Yeah.
at it. That was one class in which I went into the exam with the only purpose I had was I have to pass today somehow. And yeah, I mean that was one subject I always struggled with from first to last year.
Yes, sir. To recollect the structures of organic chemistry is very difficult.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Who was your most favorite teacher?
Ah, I had different favorite teachers every year actually, because some teachers left along the way. We had one professor in first year. He left immediately after that. I don't remember his name, unfortunately. I wasn't in touch with him. He used to live in hostel with us. Uh,
Oh,
shit, I'm not able to recollect his name over the top of my head. Uh,
oh,
but I liked Surse ma'am a lot. She was
oh,
wonderful. I liked uh, Dashputri madam. Yeah, Dashputri madam. She used to teach pharmacology. Dashputri madam. Yes, she was
right.
wonderful. Is she still there?
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay. And we had one professor called Masdesar in first year. He taught us once. He taught us only in the first year, organic chemistry. I liked him also. But yeah,
Okay.
but I had a lot of. I like different people in different years, depending on the subject that they taught. I was really a very subject oriented person. If I like the teaching on that subject, I love the professor.
Yes, Surse ma'am and Dashputri ma'am are still our favorite now at for our
Mhm.
batch also. And she used to say about you yourself as well.
Okay, nice, nice.
Who was your practical partner?
There's one person called Anil Thanup. So I was not going to take his name because of that incident, but yeah, yeah, Anil Thanup was my partner throughout 4 years. He works in Cognizant now. Cognizant. I mean, last time we spoke, he worked in Cognizant in Mumbai, but he was my practical partner.
Your practical batch?
Uh, B batch, I think. I'm not sure actually. I think B batch. Yeah.
Same.
Okay.
Okay.
Uh,
I I hope this has brought a nostalgia in your mind and brought back to your all that memorable golden days of college. So now let's have a small rapid fire session.
okay.
Sir, are you ready?
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
Let's dive in. What do you love about yourself?
I think I like that I'm disciplined a little bit. Like that's something that I always had. I learned it along the way. I think discipline really helps, and I've learned to be disciplined. I think that is something that I like about myself.
Great. Describe yourself in 3 words.
Uh, Diligent, ambitious, and kind, I guess.
Okay, great. What is your lifelong dream?
I want to learn flying. I have decided that I will, once I'm comfortably set in my life, I'll start saving some money for a private pilot's license and I'll learn to fly.
Great. Awesome. What is the one thing that you always wanted to do in your life?
Uh, I actually want to travel a lot. I wanted to travel to different places, live in different countries. Uh, I don't know how, so it has a lot of limitations to it. Like there's immigration, there's stuff that you have to take care of. But I hope that throughout my career, I should be able to live and work in different countries before I retire. So I get to see as much of the world as I can.
Okay. What is the first thing that you notice in a person you are meeting for the first time?
Just how they talk. I
Okay.
personally do not judge people in first meetings because oftentimes it has happened that I have had an opinion of a person from first meeting and it has changed. But generally, I just observe the way people talk to me when they meet me for the first time, and that's how that generally defines my relationship with them.
True, sir. Did you ever bunk any of the lectures? Yes or no?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Now there will be 2 options. You have to choose from these 2 options, any one.
Mm.
Friends tiffin or hostel food?
I have to choose between these two only.
Yes, any one.
We actually used to have good food in hostel, so I think hostel food.
Oh, I see. Tortora and Tripathi.
Is it the day before exam or is it just like 2 months before exam? Because 2 months before exam it's Tortora and one day before exam it's Rahul Phate.
Okay. Yes, sir. Medicinal chemistry or pharma analysis?
Pharma analysis.
India or abroad?
Depends on what you talk why you are asking. If you're asking about career, then I think abroad is always better. Like you should
Career
have
path.
as much international career exposure as possible. Yeah.
What did you think you were going to do after you graduated from our college when you were a freshman?
I think I knew I was going to be in on the business side of pharmaceuticals. So I
Okay.
think I had that pretty clear early on. And throughout my experiences in 4 years, that was like more or less confirmed for me that I want to be on commercial side of pharma.
Okay. On scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you about your life right now?
That's an interesting question. I don't know. It depends on what. So I have noticed that as you uh, as you progress in your career or as you go through life, many times uh, initially it's the external factors that decide how excited you are about your life, and then as you spend more time with yourself, like once you reach your 30s, I think It's more your own attitude, or what you're thinking at that time, your own state of mind, that decides how excited you feel. So these days I am on a constant 5.5 to 6, irrespective of what is happening around me. Sometimes external factors can push it up to 8, sometimes external factors can bring it back down to 3.3, but I try to keep it at 5.5 to 6, which is like a stable number that I try to anchor.
True. Thank you, sir, for making this round so much fun and energetic. Heading towards the conclusion of our today's shows, how do you define success according to you?
Yeah, I think in my opinion, success is about being happy. Uh, so it's not about how much money you make, or how further ahead you go in life. It's more about being happy in what you do, uh, having a sense of accomplishment or fulfillment in doing your work, because work is going to be an important part of your life. You'll spend more than half of your day working. 10 to 12 hours is nowhere. Once you start your career, you're going to work for at least that amount of time. So find work that is very fulfilling is what I think. Happiness is about getting fulfillment through your work, through your job, and that in turn also affects your personal life, because if you're happy at work, you're generally also contented in your personal life, or you make steps to uh, complete the full circle of life, work, life balance, everything.
Absolutely, sir. Any message you would like to give to your pharma aspirants or your juniors?
I think the same thing. I would say, I would tell people that early on in your career, try to do different things. Don't stick to one. Uh, if you've decided that you want to be on technical side, or if you've decided that you want to be on commercial side, sure, in that, do different things. Like, don't just stick to one. If you're on commercial side, if you're doing sales now, make sure that you're also moving to marketing, getting some experience in marketing. Make sure that you're learning new skills, learning new languages, meeting new people. Take risks, travel. If you get opportunity to study in a foreign country, always take it. It's always worth it. I mean, of course, considering everything else also, like finances and everything. Yeah, take risks, and try to be happy as much as you can. I think that's all I would say.
Yes. So, last but not the least, what is the best part of our institute, and how do you think our institute stands out from other institutes?
I think one thing that I really loved about our institute was that uh, we were never constrained for resources. Like, throughout my 4 years in pharmaceutical, when I was in BPharm, I think we always got what we needed, the minimum resources that were necessary to perform any work or to perform any job. I mean, that was the case back then, at least, even when we were new. So I think that is something that I really liked about our institute, that it took care of its students. uh, what makes it stand out is also that we are
Right.
not exactly we don't do any compromises on when it comes to training our people. I think that's a very good thing.
Certainly, sir. I do agree with that. So, if I keep on asking you questions, there are much more to talk with you. Anyway, it's now time to wrap up the show. So, thank you so much, Prateek Sawant, sir, for sparing you valuable time from your busy schedule for this show and sharing your experiences and ideas on this field. It will be definitely help us in our future and will definitely prove it to be useful for our future endeavors as well. Your kind presence in our talk show encouraged and motivated us and brought more confidence in our mind in our this situation of struggling life. Moreover, it was my honor to host you as a guest in this episode today. Thank you once again, sir, for giving your suggestions and guidance. We hope that this guidance, this kindness, this support and cooperation will remain continue enough in the future with us. So I hope our audience would also have found it engrossing watching this session as much as we had while talking to you. Thank you once again, sir, and best wishes for your future endeavors. So, friends, stay tuned for our next episode. Keep watching Jab We Met. This is Nitish Narayanan Parachan signing off. Till that, take care and goodbye.